Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new and exciting edition of our Flip Notebook. Today, we are going to be working on comparing and contrasting. So the first thing we're going to do, as always, is get our table of contents ready. This is page number 8. Okay. And today we are going to be comparing and contrasting. Now, this is part of Unit 1, Part 2. So whenever you have that copied in your notebooks, you can go ahead and turn to your notebook page that should already be glued down and ready to go. Now, you can grab highlighters, crayons. As I always let you know, be careful with those markers. You don't want to bleed through because we will be highlighting information within the text. Okay, up at the top, I'm going to put my page number. So I'm on page number 8. Okay, today's date is the 9th of November. I know that it might be a different date for some of you, depending on when you're adding it. But that is the date for me. And then we once again want to put this as part of Unit 1, Part 2. Okay. So whenever you have that ready, we're going to dive right in. So today's notebook page is going to talk about comparing and then contrasting. Now, before we learn how to compare and contrast, it's important that we know what the two words mean. So let's jump down here and let's start off with the word compare. So compare means to tell how two or more things are similar, or how are they the same? Okay, so when we're comparing something, we're looking at how things are the same. When we contrast, however, that's how we tell two or more things are different. So it's important we know the differences between the words compare and contrast. Compare means how are they the same? Contrast means how are they different? Down here, you're going to see a Venn diagram. This is a type of a diagram that is commonly used to visualize how things are the same and then how they're different. So when a Venn diagram is set up, you have these two circles, and then parts of this circle kind of overlap or go into each other. Okay. So on the individual sides where they don't overlap, you can see how the two things are different. But then in the middle, you can see how they're the same. So the middle is where you're comparing, and then the outsides is where you're contrasting. Okay, so let's add that note in there so that we have that visual. So in the middle, we are comparing. I'm just going to write compare. And then out here on the edges, this is where we do our contrast. Okay, let's look at this diagram really quickly. So here we are comparing and contrasting cats to dogs. Okay, so I know that a cat is a type of feline. They say meow. They have whiskers. They have scratchy tongues. And sometimes they can be nocturnal, which means they only come out at night, or they're more active at night. Whereas dogs are called canines. They bark. They have a good sense of smell, and typically they walk on a leash. Looking at how these two animals are the same, they're both furry. They're both types of animals. They both walk on four legs. They typically have tails, and they both make pets or good pets. Okay. When we compare and contrast, there are some words that go with each one of them. So if you are comparing two words, If you're looking how two things are the same, you might use the words like what they have in common. So cats and dogs have pets in common, as well as similar, same, to, both, also, and alike. So these are all words that you can use in a sentence when you are comparing two different things. Now, looking at keywords for contrast, we might use the words like how they are different, while, although, though, but, however, unlike, even, or instead. So these are the words we would use in a sentence when we are contrasting two things. Okay. So that's our notebook page for today. When you've finished highlighting all the information and writing in all the information that is on our notebook page, you can go ahead and answer the questions on the Google form. Bye, guys. See you later.